My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Curse of the Dead Gods. We're going to be trying to do the same thing that we just did. However, we're going to be doing it in the Serpent Temple rather than Jaguar Temple. Been a while since we've been here. None of these paths are as gold heavy as I would like. I'm going to start here, cut to the left, go for a relic, cut to the right, go for another relic, and then cut to the hard right after that. For a gold stats weapon boss. Just trying to make sure that I always have a good idea of my path in mind, especially because of the opportunity the game has to give me a curse that'll change my path, or rather will shadow some of the path in question marks, so I won't necessarily know what's there. But if I draw out my whole path at the very start, unless that changes rooms. Now, I don't think it changes rooms, but I remember speculating that it changed rooms, and I don't remember why I speculated that. It might have been I speculated that because it changed rooms. That's really bad. Yeah. I was doing the attacks here, and I just did not think that there was that up in that corner. I just didn't see it at all. Finishes deal critical damage. Good to get that early at least. 2, 3. Alright. Just gotta make sure that I slap the bugs right. What the hell? It seems like every obstacle in the entire game is intentionally planning only to get me. That is not just the enemies. The enemies usually do that. But the obstacles. Cool down. Alright, we got a dagger that's going to increase with points of perception. I would love to get some points of perception for the dagger to get better earlier, because obviously they would also really be good for the gold. But can't necessarily guarantee that we'll end up with that. Stab, jump. Alright, and then we escape through that top path, so we, again, just stab, roll. Stab, roll. Easy. Most gold I possibly could have gotten. 1, 2, 3, and then stab is a very good finisher right there. Is there any way with these weapons that I would be able to combo those Plague Bringers there? Actually, the second hit of the dagger will take them out of their shell. Yeah, I prefer the faster attacks here. Yes, I said I was going across to the relic first, and then right from here, and then left at the very end. Not that I have a choice to go left at the very end, that is just before the boss room. Alright. Feel really good about having a claw, a much faster weapon, but now I would very much like a two-hander so that I can set up enemies to be below 30% HP, and then use the claw to finish them off. Just would be a very, very efficient way of handling all this. Okay. Gotta go aggro the other enemies so that I can continue getting this greed counter up. Perfect. We still haven't gotten a greed counter of 20, and we're, what? 3 rooms in? 2 rooms in? 2 rooms in, it makes sense. 3 rooms in, I would have been a little bit more worried. Because at that point, I'm not getting enough gold to really double a huge amount by the time we get to the boss. Don't love that I keep losing my greed kills in this room just because I'm not attacking fast enough. Thank you, Greed Hourglass, for helping us out with that one. Well, I have to take that. 6% base damage per 1,000 gold carried up to 7 times. Sorry, up to 10 times, and it comes with 4 perception. It's exactly the kind of thing that I'm looking for right now. So our dagger is now real good. Plus 3% per point of perception. We got 4 perception there, so it's plus 12% damage. It had high base damage already. Ugh, maximum stamina is reduced by 1 and killing an enemy increases our stamina by 2 instead of 1. This is really, really bad. This is definitely going to be the one that I end up removing as we kill the boss at the end of this. Still not a huge fan of this enemy here. The prophetess? Yeah, I have strong negative feelings about the word prophetess, so that tells me that they are the prophetess, because I remember that they're an absolute torment in this game. One down. 2 down. After one more. There we go. Whew. Hey, plus 20% base damage for claws. You'll love to see it when you got a claw. So, nice. May I please have a heavy two-hander so that I have the ability to open walls that... Yeah, because that wall up there, I'm going to have to use the bugs in this room to open right now. Ugh, I didn't see the second one form. That's my bad. Okay. So... No! I didn't want all of them to die! I wanted one of the bugs to survive so that I could kill it against that wall for an explosion. No single source of damage you take can exceed 10% of your max health. I haven't gotten any... Huh. I'm gonna take that. I haven't gotten any of the Constitution up so far. And if you don't have Constitution, that's far more effective. I might actually specifically avoid taking any Constitution to try and make it as effective as it possibly can be. Because then the maximum damage that I can take is 100 in a single hit. And especially if I have a weapon that says, oh, taking damage causes hallucinations. This is awful. Unfortunately, because I hate both of these curses, I have to choose which of them I'm going to carry on. It's probably going to be the Visions of Madness, to be honest with you. Also, I am going to be a bit rustier against the attack patterns of enemies in this area. I think that's quite fair. Having not been in this area in a while. But especially if we have a weapon that is plus 100% to our base damage, but also plus 100% to damage taken. I mean, if a normal hit by a certain boss would deal, you know, couple hundred damage, and then doubling that damage would take it to a couple more hundred damage, we're still only taking 100 because of the breastplate. Especially if I get something that heals us for a percentage of critical damage dealt, then this seems really, really useful. 25% of max health when a curse is lifted. I mean, it'll be nice. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good weapon for fighting the upcoming boss right now. Great. 2% of health when the enemy is killed by the environment. That does happen a little more commonly here, what with all the poison clouds and the ability to light them on fire for an explosion. Especially for a particularly large explosion. And also for the fact that you can light an enemy on fire, and then if they walk into the poison cloud, and they won't avoid it, if they walk into the poison cloud, they'll ignite it themselves. Okay. Opportunity to get a touch more. Go! I just didn't think that was going to hit us, frankly. Well, that's rude. Lose a lot of HP there. Alright, let's go through this path. Pretty much the least straightforward path is the one that I'm going to choose every time. It's old RPG logic. The most obscured path probably has the best loot. Okay. Critical damage against burning enemies. We're not really going to be burning any of our enemies at the moment. Okay, love that's starting to get them also damaged just by the trap in the middle of the room there, which is some nice healing for us. Unfortunately, percentage of max health based healing relics. I'll take both of those actually. I'm also gonna pay gold. Percentage of max health healing relics are actually less useful for us if we don't intend on getting Mott's Constitution, because obviously like 2% of 1,000, not that much compared to 2% of 3,000. Ooh. Nice, the dagger is actually feeling significantly more useful right now. So... perfect. We're almost up to our 20 times multiplier. It is right before the first boss. Don't love that, but it's okay. Well, there's plus 100% base damage and plus 100% to base damage dealt, and also, it is also a, oh, God, can I? I can't spend money on that, otherwise I don't end up with the extra 10k float. So I have to get real corrupted early here. I don't like how corrupted I am right now, but this bow is everything that I need for this fight. I needed a ranged weapon. Fool's Bounty, Opening a Chest inflicts corruption. That's really annoying because that's going to incentivize me taking a lot more corruption over the course of this. Especially with this weapon, however, I don't really have a choice about which of the things I remove. I have to remove lower stamina. I would love to perfect this boss so that I can keep the greed kill going. No! It's really bad. We were just clipped at the very end there. Yeah, and then we killed 3 shots after. That's awful. Ugh. Almost perfect. Unfortunately, got to remove the Deadly Obsession there. Heal 10% of the gold offering amount. That's actually really good for us as well as a healing. Plus 20% of base damage of the main weapon's sword. Extra chance to inflict fire and extra damage in light. Yeah, we'll take that. And yeah, I'll take a Humble Tiara over the Torture Ring. Yeah, the Torture Ring's definitely the least useful thing that we have there. Okay. This path looks better. Gold relic gold, then left. For, relic stats weapon, I think it was? One of my relic slots just got locked, but I got 3 divine favors, so I need to lose another one of our relics. Ah, plus 20% base damage for claws. Yeah, we're not really going to be running with this claw for that much longer. In fact, we're not really going to be using this claw in any of these rooms. Also, Annihilation can actually break down walls, by the way. Which is one of the best parts of the Annihilation bow. Great. Because the perfect shot triggers an explosion. Now, do I want to go down that way? Probably not. This is the more obscured path. No, wait, but this is just for treasure. Alright, let's bounce. If I can get things that increase the level of my two-handed weapon and increase the level of cursed weapons, I may end up using Annihilation for the rest of this run. I wouldn't be entirely surprised to do that. In fact, if I'm entirely honest with you, I kind of expect it at this point. Okay. Yeah. One good thing about the auto-aim for all of the problems it's caused us is, yeah, this little tracking that it does to enemies that are very slightly off-screen. That said, while it is capable of doing that, it is not capable of hitting an enemy that is entirely off-screen, which is something that free aiming would be able to do. I'm glad it has a little benefit to make up for the downsides that it also definitely has. The lead up there as well. Yeah. Plus 20% base damage if your secondary weapon's a claw, and it is. I'll take this corruption just because I am very... Ooh, sorry about that. As I would have really relished the opportunity to take that weapon, like, 3 floors ago, but as soon as I got Annihilation, I'm kind of locked out of the path of doing that. I did not think that second one was going to hit me. How did that... Auto-aim should not allow you to attack a wall. See what I'm saying? There's good things and bad things about it. It's not auto-aim, obviously. It's aim assist. It's just what happens when you play with the controller in these kinds of games. They all have a kind of soft aim assist on by default. And if they don't have an aim assist option in the menus, I'm sorry to tell you, but it is just default on and not changeable almost all of the time. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't do the dash there. You're supposed to be able to do the dash even when you're out of stamina. Gold offerings remove 10 corruption. I mean, I do need something to help me control the amount of corruption that I have at the moment. It's really, really bad. It's not okay. Wait. Poison! Wait, what? Why couldn't I light the poison for ages? Alright. A bit more corruption for me. And unfortunately a weapon that I don't even want. At least I got some gold out of it all, I guess. Because using the swinging with the torch moves you forward, I have to be very careful that I don't end up moving into the poison cloud and then ending up taking damage. I really wish it was a little bit more forgiving around its edges there. Even if it was just more forgiving about how far you need to be away in order to light it. Because too often I end up just walking into it while trying to light it, even if I'm trying to be careful not to. Reptilian Hunger seems like it's far more effective, obviously. This, in retrospect, is obvious. With the more familiar you are with the dungeon, so the easier you are able to parry and dodge enemies. Consumed to 50% of max health when taking a fatal blow. Perfect dodges restore an extra stamina. Also +1 stamina. I do a lot of perfect dodging. Nah. Each greed kill removes 2 corruption. Okay. Unfortunately, that also does come with 7 constitution, which is 350 max HP. Not really what I wanted there. So now I can take hits up to 135 damage. But I think I needed that to help me control the amount of corruption that we keep taking. Otherwise, on the final floor, I'm just going to get the final curse. And then if I get the final curse and I don't have really good health upkeep, like, you know, 10% of your critical damage heals you, as well as a relic that says plus 100% healing or something like that, then I'm going to have a really, really, really harsh time. Excuse me. Great. Seems like there's a cutout to the left and the right here. I'm gonna go up this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and stay super far over here so that nothing could really impact me. Like, I obviously can't walk into poison if I'm just staying in the same area the entire time. Although I still almost got hit by the little porcupine traps. Glad not to have been, though, because I really, really, really want to hang on to this 10 counter. Uh, 2% when an enemy is killed by the environment, as well as 2 dex is still not enough. Awesome. Not super jazzed about attacking the healthiest enemy here first. Gosh, that's another healthy enemy. Go for the skull in the back line first. There we go. Got him. Three, 4. Great. I especially didn't want to attack a tanky enemy that was going to start moving towards me after I started attacking them, because then they make it harder to deal with enemies further at range. Just their mere presence close to me hems in the amount of actions that I can actually safely take. Gold offerings removed. Wow, we're seeing some really, truly awful relics here. Alright, I think I found the way around this. You trigger that one, and then you roll through. Yep, curse number 4. Oof. I'm gonna have to start, like, stop opening chests, rather. Some braziers now burned with the dark light and cannot be lit. That's fine. I mean, I don't love it, but I can deal with it. Hey, especially if we can kill the braziers. Okay. We're almost up to our 20 mod. Let's at least carry the 20 mod for a couple rooms, please. Come on. What is this one? Ah, here we go. Well. Fine. So I still need to burn that so that I don't take damage on my way through. But it's the hidden path and it has a little bit more gold in it. I guess it could also help me avoid a combat room possibly, but I don't know what was over on the further left there. Ah! Oh my god, I only just saw the arrow trap to the south. Oh, that was too late. Yikes, this room! Okay, so there's a giant four-way arrow trap in the center of the room. Okay, and it seems like we've managed to steer entirely clear. Beautiful. I'm gonna take the damage and not the constitution here. Alright. Great kills! That was... The Tomb Horror's charge actually got it just close enough that it caused me to take damage to it. Rude. Fine. I think we're out of the caring about our greed kill phase of the game now. Plus 100% base damage taken. And belt. It's a secondary weapon, it's a dagger. Don't want to start racking that up? Really? I do. Give me all the cursed weapons! One enemy down. Two enemies down. Oh. Three enemies down. And we're not gonna count the entire way through, but I gotta make sure that I don't overkill with the Reaper this time. Because I did last time. Fire attacks. Also restores 1% of max health for an enemy killed. My secondary weapon's no longer a shield, so yeah, we'll change to that. We're still in the roll enemy. Those traps are just being so mean. Like, if they had just one extra flame of allowance, everything would be okay. So I'd really like to not have this curse anymore, please. Sadly, I have so many others that I also have to remove if I want to be able to open any chests next floor. In particular, makes a lot of sense to remove that one. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Unfortunately, I also don't just need to keep up the greed counters for the sake of my money. Dang it. But I also need to keep them up for the sake of my corruption removal. If If the max stam wasn't also with Constitution, I might have gone for that instead. Extra damage in darkness. This was 7 perception. I can't reroll again here, I don't think. I don't think I care about the greed time limit anymore. Plus 45% damage in darkness can be pretty ridiculous. Alright. Just gonna keep you super far away. Hey! Gotta get real far away when he gets jazzed up like that. Okay. Looks like you've lost your overcharge. Okay. So... Yep, gotta get away. Gotta get real far away when that happens. Gotta wait until you're not bright green! It's the ranged attack. The ranged attack happens super quickly. I seldom leave myself actual time to dodge away from it. Oftentimes, I'm also lining up my own attack when that goes off. Okay. Which I think is... My targeting pattern was overlapping with the enemies. So I didn't necessarily perceive theirs as quickly as I could have. Oh, actually, we need a relic slot back. It's too dire. A Titan Slayer that does an extra damage per point of perception. As well as his level 3. It's a good weapon. Yeah, and we've got to use the dagger. No, this dagger. Do I really want to go to a Haven? I kind of want to go Haven and then those 3 relic stores. Just find more damage per 1,000 gold held. Start getting some greed kills as well, so that we can actually start taking away this corruption we just picked up. This is my first time seeing this area also, so I am absolutely terrified. Nothing here is familiar at all. Alright. So this is just a gold and trap room. Oh, come on! That one was awful. Unfortunately, it means my first kill in this area is not going to be a greed kill. Roll towards and finish him. Whew! Nice. There may even be like a whole new enemy in this area that I've just never seen before. No. The boss is certainly going to be something I've never seen before. So the previous one was the... Oh, yeah, we definitely take 2%. That's enough. So the Jaguar Temple had as its boss the Dark Avatar of the Jaguar. Some take a giant guess that here we are going to find some sort of Serpent as our final boss. I know. It's quite a guess. We'll see if it pays off. Well, I mean, we'll hope to see if it pays off. I can't guarantee that we're going to be able to see that. Alright, another curse back. Dark Fervor. That could be a problem. I just do not want to get the final curse before we get into the final fight. I mean, I don't want to get the final curse at all. But if we have to get it, let's get it in the final fight so that it doesn't actually give me the curse until afterwards. I really need something that's like critical damage heals you. Yeah, here's the second way out of the room. Knew there had to be one. Oh, extra traps in this. +9 to dex. That's like plus 18% to base damage. Is it better than anything I'm holding? No, everything else is serving a purpose that is just 20% or more. Okay. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't something cool down that way. A lot of those trap paths reward you very little. I am trying to get behind these enemies when the opportunity presents itself, but I'm not trying to spend my entire time positional playing just to get behind them to try and deal extra damage. Behind! Get him! I'll take it when it's offered. Extra weapon. Oh, this is 10% of critical damage also heals you. Yeah, we'll take that instead of the 10% of gold offering amount, but instead we'll drop something else first, and then we'll pick back up the gold offering amount one. Pick back up the damage and darkness one. That was incredible. Damn near perfect. This dagger's got to be getting pretty close to its max. And now it's also, it's gonna heal us when we hit from behind, so I also need to try and hit from behind with this. +1% per point of constitution. Yeah, it's fine, we'll still take this weapon, I think. It crits when only one enemy's around, right? Yeah. So it'd be really good when the final enemy is on the map. Who is? Yeah, let's go over this way. Nice. Not like I have any healing to do right now, but it's still pretty good to have. Just to demonstrate the fact that you'll be able to do it at the right time. Okay. I'm also very pleased to be back in the Serpent Temple. Just for the reason that the Serpent Temple was the first temple we were doing. And we've made a lot of growth as a player since then. So being back in here is actually like a really good way to kind of like examine my progress as a player so far. gonna need to know how much corruption I have right now. So I have to wait this out. Yeah, I can probably take that, actually. Deals critical damage against enemies under 30% HP. Still a lot faster than the other weapon, though. Okay. Gotta get a lot of green kills here so that I can keep my Dark Fervor at bay. So, great. Removes point per enemy killed. I just honestly didn't think that was gonna contact us. Okay, no one down in this corner either. Alright, let's get out of here. Gosh, unless I find another way to reduce my corruption, I think I'm gonna actually get the final curse. I'm gonna need to find a way to backstab the end boss of this stunt. God, I hate this room so much. That whole room was nothing but traps. God, I wish this weapon was just critting normally. 5% of critical heals used. Well, no, reroll. No, reroll. 12 dex, 24% max HP. Max damage, rather. I'm gonna reroll one more time. I honestly just think we are getting the final level of curse in the final room, right? It's just kind of happening. So why don't I go for replacing this with extra dex? Okay, so in the final fight, I'm effectively just going to take 100 damage from every attack, so as long as I have 1000 HP going in, I get to live through 10 attacks. I mean, 10 attacks in a final boss fight, that's pretty good. Yeah, Dark Fervor ticks over. There we go. We are officially now going to be afflicted by the final curse. Usually these maps are kind of symmetrical, so let's go over the other side and find the enemy that was bound to be there, but wasn't. I mean, I can no longer get more corrupt, so I might as well take this. Yeah, does extra damage. It just doesn't reliably crit at any point, but it does extra damage. I was trying to use the dagger there to positional play myself behind the enemies so that I could start stabbing them with a crit. Didn't seem to be entirely effective, but might have just been because there were extra enemies there as well. Okay, relic is 6%. 8 dex. Does 8 dex outweigh any of these now? Not really. Unless I'm not fighting the enemy in darkness, and I'm kind of assuming I'm going to be fighting them in darkness a little bit here. Now, I'm going to prepare you. I'm almost certainly going to die the first time I see this boss. I will have no read of their attacks, It will take me a while. You'll still the recent developments against the Dark Avatar of the Jaguar. This is going to be relatively similar to that. Whoa. Okay, so it's like a tomb horror in a way. It summons elite enemies, which I do not love. Oh, okay, and its retrieval of its hand is also extra damage. So we hit it from behind for a little bit of damage there. Okay. Just got to get out of the direction that the enemy is attacked in there. That's... I really didn't think that one was going to connect. I missed. Alright. What? Okay, well, so it is not hard committed once it sends out the arm, right? It's not hard committed at that point. It still has a jump afterwards. Yeah, the temple dealt the most damage to me. The traps in this area, especially in the final area, are just not things I was ready to account for. And obviously, how would I be, having not seen the final area of the Serpent Temple before? But we did get to the final boss on our first attempt to do this kind of thing. And we utilized a couple of cool new tech pieces. In particular, keeping our constitution low, as well as having the shield there, the breastplate. And also having a cursed weapon alongside those. Felt pretty damn good to have for the moment, though. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Curse of the Dead Gods. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below where we will be learning more in the future about Sishal and the Serpent's Temple. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.